Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So happy to be with you, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
The veteran Matt Bryant set to rock and roll, and off we go from Jacksonville. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They will be led out by their second-year quarterback, the third QB taken in 2018, Sam Darnold. Now a play fake here on first down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Darnold from the gun. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, Trent Taylor. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The first carry now for Doug Martin. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Big stop, let's go. Hey, alert three.
Martin. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Boy, you go 3 and out on your first drive, and that's not the way you want to start this drive either. Doesn't seem like they're really into it just yet.
No, first 4 plays, you don't want to call it a disaster, but not looking very sharp. After the loss, here's 2nd and 12 from the 18. Hyde. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Darnold. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taylor now returning it. A big kick that time, 52 yards. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Throwing on first is Wentz. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
First down, here's the run with Martin. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On second down, Martin. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
On first down, Martin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he's got it. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They'll run forward with Martin. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
Defensive end outside linebacker Chandler Jones makes it difficult for offenses to game plan because he'll line up from all over. And not only does he do that, he rushes the passer as well as anyone in the game. 4 straight seasons with double-digit sacks. He's 10th in the game right now among active players in career sacks.
This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run with Barber. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Darnold now to throw, and finding the tight end Hooper. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now it's Darnold.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
Let's go.
And now here comes Kansas City. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Mike 5. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep. Safety creep.
They start the drive with Martin. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Let's go, team. Gonna be a long day.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. 3rd down, it's Doug Martin. And now loose football, fumble, Martin lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now Brown. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense 1st down and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hyde. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. And that's intercepted. It's the all-pro corner, Stephon Gilmore. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Wentz, and the Jags get to him as down he goes. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And now a long one for Matt Bryant. He's hit from 62 in his career, but that was all the way back in 2006. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, this is a guy who is already among an elite group of kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough ask to try and get him to produce another one here.
You're exactly right. It's elite group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through. I always marvel at those guys because it's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg. Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
First down, a run with Hyde. And the ball's out. Hyde fumbled it, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. The 30, past the 20, and he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Face mask. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 40. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
On first down, it's Darnold. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run high. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That one goes against Deion Dawkins. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Darnold. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Darnold. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part, but they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers would tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball game without having to actually do that. I wouldn't expect him to stay silent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Working from the gun, Wentz. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Quick slant there, gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there, keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Cooper Kupp was his intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Martin. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. To throw is Wentz, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not 4 verts? One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Pick it up, defense.
Now Hyde. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there. A 10th carry for Hyde. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Darnold on 3rd down. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 20-yard line.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. They'll run on 1st down. Hyde. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw is Darnold. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw, Darnold. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 13 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. it's 17-7. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. You're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume here. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the all-pro tight end, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Well, one underlying storyline between these two teams is that the Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, he knows a lot about Nick Foles, the Jags QB. He drafted the quarterback when he was calling the shots in Philadelphia and later would sign him to Kansas City as a backup in 2016. But Kansas City, they have won the last 4 in this series, including a 30-14 victory a year ago. At the time, that got the Chiefs to 5-0 on the young season. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's second and 10 now from the 35. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was going right back to Cooper Kupp, and it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Got a man. It's Brown. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. To throw on 2nd and 6, Darnold. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. To return is Taylor. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. They're big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp there. And it's 3rd down.
The Chiefs on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Wentz now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Here's Brett Kern now. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now Darnold. Man open left side is Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Wentz, and he's got the hook up to Moore. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, it's Martin. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go. Ready? Check. Let's go, D. Slam.
They run again on first down. Martin, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
From the 27, Wentz. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
The kick by Bryant is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On second down, Hyde. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Son. 51, Mike, 51. Let's go, D.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So following the run by Hyde, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Darnold from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football. Incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer. Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Doug Martin now gearing up to go again here on offense. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they can get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. And now he'll tuck it and run. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Draw play. This is Martin.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Now, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are out on the field. They're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play. That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12. Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's Hyde. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. They run it again with Hyde. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Darnold. He gets it to Brown, complete.
Illegal touching, offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And now here comes Kansas City.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Wentz. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Wentz going to throw. And this one's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Wentz. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4.
Here we go. Lady! Go, go, go.
On 1st down, Martin. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Wentz. That'll be caught by Kupp. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Wentz. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Here's Brett Kern now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Brian Burns in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
Now, he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Darnold. And finding the tight end Hooper. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Darnold. They go screen pass to Hyde. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They'll run on first down. Martin. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Again, it's Martin. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. From the gun on third down, Wentz. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down in bounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
That's good for 28 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Now they go screen. It's complete. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
when you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Darnold to throw again. His throw incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Back to throw, Darnold. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. A'Shawn Robinson, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They'll give to Martin here out of the gun. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Hard throw, incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
From the end zone, here's Darnold. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game, even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. This is taken at the 15. And now here comes Kansas City. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
They run it again with Martin. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Wentz. And he's got the hook up to Moore. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, it's Martin. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Throw left side, complete to Cup. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Shotgun now for Wentz. It's complete. Doug Martin. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
Mike, 58, right there. 3 bucks, 3 bucks, 3 bucks.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock. So 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. KC last year on 4th down, 12 of 15, 3rd best in the league, and they're going again. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, but now I'm listening to you. So for the Chiefs, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.